turns.
Well, hello, everybody. This is Susan for SLC Aquatics coming to you live today for the hashtag FishFam All Girls live stream. And today's guest is none other than our sweet Dani. You can unmute your microphone now, sweetheart.
Okay, there I go.
All
See,
right.
no feedback this week. I learned.
Well, when I do that ticker, it mutes everybody's mic. But I had my audio muted on my YouTube channel, but when it went live, it unmuted. So that's why you heard some. I don't know if you heard any of the commercial or not.
A little bit, yeah.
But wanted to say hi to those that are in the live chat, and if there's any ladies in the live chat, of course, that want to join us, I can share the link in the chat box.
So I can't see chat from StreamYard, so I won't be able to answer any questions that come through.
Okay, you don't have the chat box there, huh?
I see private chat, but that's still
Go to comments. Go to comments.
Comments. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I want to say hi to Color Guppies. They were first in the chat. And then Marie McCoy came in, and Diego at Pesonics Multiple Aquariums came to join us. And Melvin with Rebuilding Our Brand is here. We have Chris John, and we want to say hi again. And there is South Florida African Cichlids joining us tonight or this afternoon. Thank you. And I want to say hi again to everybody. And this is Dani of Daniken Aquatics. In the description is their email account if you wanted to contact them for anything from our discussions today. We have Alien World Aquatics. Hello, I believe all the way from UK. Hello, Alien World Aquatics. And today, Dani and I were already discussing general hardness and KH, which is
kinetic.
Is that kinetic hardness?
I think so.
Okay, or
carbonate. Yeah, there you go.
Hardness. And everything is measured in degree. I did find that degree of general hardness, degree of KH, and the difference between the two. And she's got beautiful discus there. And how long have you had them, Dani?
I've had these guys for about a year and a half. I saw them in the store, and I just went, "Oh, Ken, I have to have those." And so when he traded in his fish, his African cichlids for store credit, he ended up getting me those.
Yes. Well, they're beautiful. How many do you have in there?
I have two in here. I have just a pair. The third one that was in there, I moved to my discus tank downstairs because these two paired off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And we've already discussed that they do breed, but because of your water hardness. You can go tell us about that.
So apparently because of the hardness of my water, I have more hard water. It's about 8 pH. The eggs form like a little harder bit of a shell, and the little babies can't break out of that. So I've got to make my water a little bit softer in order for me to get them to hatch. So Ken's working on getting me an RO unit, and then I'll be able to have the softer water and everything, but I'll have to acclimate them. I did set up a 30-gallon downstairs to try to breed them in. I want to just do it once. I don't want to become a discus breeder, but I would like to have them to BAP. And so that's my goal. And I've got a couple of kinds of fish that I'm trying to do that with, but they need a little bit softer water.
Yes. And we already discussed the fact that you've tried tannins to bring your KH and your GH down, and it only came down a small degree.
Yeah, little tiny.
Yes.
And I tried to get the tannins in there by adding the oak leaves and magnolia pods and just different things that add those tannins into the water. And I've even tried adding a nylon full of sphagnum moss, and it just brought it down just the barest amount. It didn't really make a significant difference.
What is the sphagnum moss?
Hmm. Yeah, it's a moss that's grown pretty much, or it's pretty common. It's a very common moss, but it's been known to reduce the pH or take the pH out. And some people use it in like their filters to help keep the pH a little bit lower in their tanks and such. And I get it at like Home Depot in a big bale, almost like a little tiny hay bale. And I just shoved it into a nylon stocking that I could cut off the toe of
Yeah.
and, hid it in my tank.
Okay.
And but it didn't really reduce it enough. So I still looking for that RO unit.
Okay. I'm having some technical difficulties here, so I'm going to refresh my browser. So if
Okay.
I lose you, just click that link and come back and join me. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So hopefully we don't lose her. So, yep. I don't know if that'll work or not. So far, everything looks good on my end.
Great. Had to get rid of that crackle in my audio.
Oh,
Couldn't.
okay.
I think it's better now.
Good.
I updated my drivers and it messed my audio drivers up.
So Rika Stan's saying it's a topic close to my heart. Our well water is like 465 TDS out of the tap.
Okay. That's total dissolved solids.
Yep.
I think I had my let me get my Word document back open, my cheat sheet here. And we were reading about what KH and GH are, and they are two complete entities. That's why you can have extreme levels of KH and low GH and vice versa. And the GH is it's our general hardness, and it is measured of the calcium and the magnesium that's in our water column. And we know that GH and KH affects the pH, and the higher your GH is and your KH, the more stable your pH is. So you're not having the alkaline acidic fluctuations that happens from your tank just aging, because there's a lot of acids that are added all the time, plant breaking down, waste from your fish, etc. Undissolved, uneaten, dissolving foods can add acids or ammonia into our water column that brings our pH level down, because I normally have 7.2 out of my tap, but within a couple weeks, depending on my stock load, how much I'm feeding, and how many plants I have in the aquarium, it can send that 7.2 down to 6.6 real fast. And I've lost a whole school of
Mm,
Rosemani rainbow fish due to that very situation.
that's
So
sad.
it is. It was my dream fish. And I had them for several weeks and months and enjoyed watching them swim back and forth. And then one by one, they just started passing away.
Yeah, and I think that's why Corey McElroy kind of recommends that you have crushed coral in your tank if you have fluctuations like that. So it kind of steadies that out so you don't get those big dips and
Another thing
crashes.
I found out about crushed coral is that if you are in alkaline, the balance 7.0 and above, your
Hmm.
crushed coral does not put off any calcium. But as soon as that pH starts turning acidic, then it'll start releasing calcium into the water column. It's like the perfect recipe to your aquarium, because it only releases what's needed,
Right.
and it takes
And
to
yeah,
dissolve.
I take special rocks that do that, that increase the pH, but only start to kind of release the calcium when it goes down. And I have some of those for like my guppies, because your guppies need that harder water. And kind of they seem to like the extra calcium that I put in with my wonder shells, which was another topic we were talking about.
Yes. Go ahead and share with us about the Wonder Share shells that you can make yourself.
Yeah, so I was watching Corey McElroy's live stream, and it was just a little teeny thing on his live stream that said that you can use plaster of Paris and put it into little Dixie cups to use instead of like wonder shells, and it adds the calcium to the water and everything. So I thought, boy, I need to go do that. I need, because I go through a lot of wonder shells with my shrimp, my live bearers, and my snails. I need that calcium in the water, and I have been using wonder shells and on occasion Tums.
Yes, I've done that too. Yep. And I've watched my mystery snails just OD on it because they just get that powder all over.
Yes, they do. Well, and I used the berry flavored ones and my water turned pink.
Well, my water didn't change, but I used the multi-flavored ones too, the little berries. Oh, we
Well,
found,
I really threw it in the whole tank of snails, so I threw quite a few of them in there, and I think that's why it turned pink.
yeah, only one at a time, and believe me, it'll feed a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And we found out that the plaster of Paris, once that gypsum is heated to high temperature, it becomes calcium sulfate. And then, of course, it's ground into a really fine powder. And that's why Corey was suggesting, go ahead and get you some and put it in. You was talking about getting those little heart-shaped molds and put some in there for your own wonder shells.
Yes. So yeah, I was thinking about using the little silicone molds with the little heart shapes to create my own. I thought the Dixie cups, just a round disc in there, wouldn't be very nice. But I
Yeah,
thought if I made them into hearts, it would show my fish that I love them.
that's right. Well, I just ran across Diego's comment on the sphagnum moss, saying it's usually used for reptile keepers, especially
Hmm.
for those reptiles that require humidity, and
Hmm.
it holds humidity very well. And then he said, but he'd never heard of being used in aquariums. He said he learned something new today. Thanks. So
That's so great. That's what we're here for, right?
Kenny's here. Hey, Kenny, welcome to the chat. Uh, Rika Stan says those were my dream fish too, and I'm putting in my first order of them from Aqua Huna,
Hmm.
Huna, in a couple of weeks. Do you know Aquahuna?
Hmm.
Where are they
It's
located?
I believe they're in Washington, but it's one of the places that Corey McElroy buys his fish for the aquarium co-op. And
Oh yeah, that last wholesaler he interviewed.
yes,
Yes.
yes. Uh-huh. Randy, I think, was the one that was doing that interview. But yes, that is the gentleman that runs Aquahuna. And but Corey has put out on his stream that he really recommends that particular supplier. So a lot of people are going there and purchasing fish.
Okay. I want to say hi to Mary Page
Hi, Mary
in the
Page.
chat, but she says she doesn't have good service where she's at. Um, I thought I'd say hello. We're still driving back to Virginia. Been on the road since last night. Love you all. Love you too. And oh, safe traveling mercies up and down the highway. And soon you will be home. Marie
Yes,
McCoy says, I use bone bird cutter and crush it. Yes. Was that cuttlebone? Yeah.
Cuttlebone. Yeah.
Yes.
I've put Cuddle Bones into the tanks as well. I mean, I'm always adding something, trying to get that calcium into my shrimp, fish, and snails.
Yes.
But I'm just trying to like heal up my snails. I didn't realize that I had deprived them so terribly, totally inadvertent. I didn't mean to do it, but they started getting little holes in their shells. So that's why I'm just like tripling up on all the calcium stuff, trying to keep them healthy.
I understand, and our plants also need calcium
Mhm.
for their photosynthesis too and propagation of the plant. Let me see what's going on. Anybody else come in? Diego's sharing our websites. Thank you. And
Nice.
thank you for the super chat, $2 to higher learning. Awesome. Thank you, Diego. And if anybody's interested in joining as SLC Aquatics, there is a join button on your screen. The first level is fry level for $1.99, and I believe the next one is juvenile level for $3.99 a month. So we welcome you to the membership if you so desire. Pam is in the house. Punchy Paints is in the house. Pam, big hug. She had to lay Buddy to rest the other day, and I know it's hard to cope when you've had a partner and a fur baby as long as she did. I don't know how many years that he was there with her, but um, we'll all miss Buddy, and my heart goes out to you, Pam.
Yeah, that's rough. I
Yes,
hate that every time I lose one of my dogs. So rough.
it is because they are part of the family.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I heard from Carlos this morning, DPK Aquariums. He's been in and out of the hospital. He had another car accident, and he does suffer with depression severely. So the doctors changed his medication that was causing bad side effects because he was really um, not making much sense in some of his chats. Very, very depressed. And I'm like, if you're on antidepressants, something's wrong. So he said his doctor changed his medicines, and now he sounds really good. And he's still waiting for his car to be repaired. And he had to change bank accounts because someone was getting and leaking his money in his other bank account. So he went to another bank completely. And now he is set up so if anybody wants to help donate to his PayPal account, I don't have that link with me, but Diego, I don't know if you can find it, or Pam, if you can find it, but he's still needing housing and things to cope. So if anybody can help, we appreciate it. Daniken Aquatics, thank you for that $5 super chat. Much love for the fish fam mom. Thank you, Kenny.
My other half working.
Yes, yes. Doing good things behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Was he up there at Jason's again this morning?
No.
That filmed from the other day, the guppies.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, those
Yeah.
pretty guppy, or the endlers are guppies.
No,
Those were
they're
guppies.
guppies. They're guppies. I was gonna steal some from him, but we didn't have any bags to put the fish in to bring him home,
Did
or
you
any
have did
containers.
you have a drink bottle?
No.
I've brought home fish in bottles before.
I could have emptied out of my Gatorade. That was, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, hopefully
Next time.
all of those electrolytes that's inside the Gatorade should help them.
So
Oh,
Susie Q says that she's still driving, but she's parking now.
okay, I missed her. Okay, she's Plantiq
Yeah.
Plantique 101.
Yeah. I like the way you say that, Plantique.
Well, that's the way she started it, and then somebody brought it to her attention that it says Planty Q. So she says it both ways.
That's funny.
Plantique,
Yeah.
Planty Q 101. I don't know where Kelly is today. I think she's too scared to come back up.
Took care last time.
I love her channel. She needs to create a channel. What is it? Kelly with Pickles Plants, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love the name.
I do too. Danny, can you take the show for a few seconds?
Sure. I can
Thanks.
do that.
All right, I'll be back.
Okay. So yeah, this has been really fun. I've been was talking to Sue before the stream about all these different things with the KH, GH, and my pH issues. I've got several tanks that I really need to get lower in the pH. So Ken's looking for an RO unit for me. I need them for the discus, and I've got these beautiful nanochroma splendens that need a lower pH to make them breedable. So I really am excited to get those breeding. I've got 2 pair, and I just traded some Shelleys for 2 more males to go with my other 2 females. So hopefully I can have like 4 pair, but they're just a fabulous, beautiful little cichlid that is just tiny and can go in any size tank. It can go down to a 10-gallon. I have my Paris in 20 gallons, so it's a nice, like almost like a nano cichlid, and really, really, really cool. And but I need the lower pH for those, and I really want to get them to breed. And then the other thing too that I've been getting to breed recently is the guppies. I've got some red mosaic guppies, 2 different tanks of those that are spitting babies all over the place. So that's super exciting. So some of my favorite fish are always the ones that are breeding at the moment.
Yeah, I've had some of those dragon mosaic metalheads before. I got mine from Sheila at Life with Pets there out of Tampa, Florida. And I was mixing the Dumbo ear dragon let's see, Dumbo ear red mosaic dragon. I forget how it went. Dumbo ear red dragon mosaic guppy, and I was breeding them with my half moon mosaics. And then I found out the hard way that you have to have that Dumbo ear trait in the male and the female. It's in the Y chromosome, and the mother and the father have to carry that trait in order for the Dumbo ear to come out in your fry. And it still may take 3 generations before they start reproducing themselves. But the colors from the dragon, oh,
Yeah.
those bars or bands around their body is just awesome.
Yeah, and then I got some super cool fish. Because I went up to redfish, bluefish last week, I stopped by Aquarium Co-op on the way up. I really needed some plecobites, and I've been having a lot of trouble getting them from Amazon and things like that. So I stopped by Aquarium Co-op to pick up some. And while I was in there to pick up the bug bites, I saw Vienna guppies. And I could not believe how beautiful those little fish were. So I grabbed 2 pair of those.
Did you say Vienna?
Uh-huh.
I gotta look them up. Oh, is that those they're tiger looking?
The little bit, but not much. Corey McElroy, apparently these come from his personal line, and he grows them at his house, or
Uh-huh.
breeds them at his house in one of the big totes that he has. And I had never seen anything like them. And I was like, wow, these are really, really pretty. So I'm going to try to get my camera down there and take some good pictures of them. You know, it's kind of hard to film guppies. They're so fast and they just move so much. But I also noticed I have my guppy tanks so that they can catch rays of sunlight at certain times of the day, because sunlight helps the colors of the fish.
Mm-hmm.
So even though they recommend don't get these in front of windows because then you're just going to have problems with algae, um, I find that I want those hour of sunshine to be able to get to those tanks to help with all their colors, and they're so beautiful. So I've got some of these red mosaic guppies that I want to capture while the sun's on them. I want
Oh,
to capture them on video. It's just
yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah. Natural sunlight on guppies and bettas, I think, are
Hmm.
really makes a big difference. And I don't know if you know this or not, but your fry need 12 hours of light a day to keep their spines from being crooked.
Well, mine are getting sun.
The Vienna line looks like an Endler. I looked at Corey's sticker that he's selling for $3.99, but Chewy Ltd says that the Vienna line, like the Moscow line, gets their names from where the strain was developed or the gene that was found in it. Yes, I understand that too. And I want to say hi to Chewy, and I want to say hi to Mismatched Socks today.
Hello, Mismatched Socks, and Stephen the biologist. Hello.
Stephen, hi Stephen.
He's gotten me
And
in trouble a couple of times on my stream.
really,
I had to explain some things. And they're funny stories about Ken, when
oh yes,
strange
I
things
remember.
happen to him,
Yeah,
and we call those Kencidents.
consider.
So, yes, it's really a thing.
Yeah, the last time that Stephen was on one of my live streams, he wasn't having a good night because he was having to run so many tests in the laboratory that it was one test after another, and he was getting overwhelmed.
So, Pet Sodex Diego, no, I have not tried almond leaves. I didn't even know that was a thing. See, now I learned something new.
Yeah, there's almond leaves, catappa leaves, and I believe those all of them release different amounts of tannin. But tannin, a lot of times, will give you more of a watercolor than it actually is effective within the biotope itself. So, like you were saying, we wanted to bring the hardness down by lowering the pH by adding tannins, but it just did it go acidic at all, or did it still?
Just a little bit, it did a little bit. Like it went from like 7.8 to 7.6.
Oh, that's still alkaline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
never been acidic.
Right.
Daniken said, "Hush."
That's what I'm saying about the coincidence.
Yes, yes. This is the Susan for SLC Aquatics hashtag Fish Fam live stream, all girls live stream. So we won't talk about uh, can what did you call them?
Coincidence.
You're safe.
Yeah.
Link to the video is from Carlos Diaz of Spain as well, a well-known breeder in Europe. Thank you, Chewy. Anybody interested? I'm trying to. Yeah, Chewy. Chewy is a mod. Pam.
And Rico Stan just became a new member for you.
Oh, thank you. Welcome, Rika Stan.
Awesome.
Yes, we want to say hi, the spiritual fish. I like the name. That's sweet. Let's see.
That's awesome. That's glad he's doing better,
Thing
Steven.
friend in park. Oh.
Yeah, because Ken was supposed to meet Pam in a park, and he couldn't find her truck, and he had driven around the park, and later that night, Pam had been someplace, and she was taking pictures of the wildlife there for her to draw, and Ken's truck was in one of her pictures. So they never did connect, but they were right there at the same place. And it was really funny that his truck
That
was
is so close, just so close.
right. So confident, something can go wrong, it does.
Oh, wow. Stephen, the biologist, says, I remember, Susan. I don't mean to be a downer, I promise. This time I'm in here with my son hooked up to monitors, finally home from the hospital. He was in a bad car accident, and the fish tube distracts me. Oh, God bless you, Stephen, and God bless your son. I pray for speedy recovery. I
Yes.
really do believe in miracles, and you can send me a message later so that I will know how to call his name, and we'll go into detail a little bit more in a private message. But our heart goes out to you. Thank God he's still with us, and God's not through with him yet. So be encouraged. And I'm glad we could be here to distract you for a few minutes.
Yep, we have fun. We have fun.
Yes, we do, especially with Dani here, her little bubbly self. I just love it.
Well, I got a new fish shirt. So, to my fish, I am the flake god.
Oh, I love it. That is
I
amazing.
thought it was very funny.
Oh, wow. That is just too much, too much. That really does uh, put the worship God there. They will bow down and they will come over to the glass, yes, because God is there.
Yeah,
It's always a flaky God.
I yeah. So I'm trying to collect funny fish shirts. So I've been starting to order some.
We have someone called the Spiritual Fish Lad in here today. Wanted to welcome them. I've never seen that name before. The
Yep.
Spiritual Fish Lad, and said, yummy tannins. Because I mean, when I look at down in my creek from all of the many years, of water flowing through, I've got sand, I've got gravel, I've got big rocks, little rocks. I have pieces of driftwood. I have layers and layers of leaves. Now when the creek floods, all of that gets washed away, and we have brand new substrates again, and you know might be all of the trees that have fallen into the creek are washed down towards the end and starts causing a dam up. So, oh boy.
Well, it's like weird, Chewy just said, is it not funny that some people want the water that is totally opposite of what comes out of the tap? And a long time ago, there was no such thing as RO units, and it had to be rainwater. But what's odd in my area, everybody around me, every county, every city around me has really soft water. I mean, next to nothing in their water. And yet I'm in this tiny pocket in the middle of the whole Portland area that has hard water. So my fish are completely different fish than what's being sold in all the stores, because what's sold in all the stores is what lives in everybody else's water around me. So it makes
You have
selling some of our fish a problem.
you have a different water source for your drinking water.
Yeah, than apparently all the rest of Portland area. So
Hmm.
I don't know. We're just hard. They're all soft.
How old's your house?
It was built in 1964.
Okay, so you probably have clay pipes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They're all like under the house.
Yeah, I have a mixture of clay pots and PVC. And matter of fact, my wash tubs in the washroom are those big square clay sinks, and I just love them.
I think Chewy says my supplier is adding buffering. They might be. But it's
Yeah,
consistent. I have to say it is consistent. I do regular checks on the pH and everything that's coming out of the tap, just so I know especially if I'm going to be doing a whole lot of water changes in one day,
Mm-hmm.
just in case, because I know they flush systems and do different things at different times of the year. But I, I'm constantly testing it. But boy, our people are really consistent about whatever they're adding to the water. There's hardly ever any fluctuation.
Wow. Did you see what Stephen wrote? He said, I finally did record myself doing the surgery on the giant grouper from the Washington Institute. It went good. I sent the video to RO Aquatics so far. I plan on uploading it on my channel once I can. That's awesome.
And he says, and thank you for the prayers and support. It means a lot.
Yes, you're very, very welcome. And I know I'm up and down on chat. Chewy said something about the rainwater or distilled waters, what we used from our past. I lived in a location with well water, but the iron was so high, I didn't have fish there at that time. Probably would have been good for some Luigia, some
Yes,
plant.
that would have been bright red with all that iron. Like, woohoo!
I know our kitchen sink had those rust deposits around them because the iron was so heavy in our water. Tom Patterson, hey Susan, 12 hours of light on fry to prevent bent spines. Never heard of that. I got that from the IFGA Breeders Manual, Tom.
Yeah.
So, and it's free documents. It's just go look it up. Figure out how, make it public. Okay, Steven's talking about his video. I tried once and messed it up. My son is the one that helps me with all the techie stuff. I'm horrible with tech stuff. Chewy says the Germans used to use tea and coffee grounds to lower the pH. Wow.
See, now my thing is, and I guess this is partly because of me trying the sphagnum moss and all of the other things that I use to add the tannins and bring acidity to the water. I I feel like I'm not able to be consistent with it, and fish really like
Oh
consistency.
yeah.
So I don't want to be fluctuating all those parameters on my fish. So I'm kind of just leaving it alone until I can get the RO unit, and then I'll just use that, and then I'll add back in minerals to the RO water. Um, that's what because that I can be consistent with.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Um, Stephen, the biologist, said as soon as he has recovered some, we are going to resume setting up my aquatic veterinarian website. Awesome.
That is so cool.
That
Can you
is,
imagine being able to say, hey, take pictures of something that's wrong and being able to send it to somebody that could actually diagnose what it is?
I enjoy the YouTube channel. I don't know his name. He does home visits for koi and goldfish, and he'll do surgery on the site. And I watched his videos all the time, and I'm like, I had no idea that you could do all of that with koi and goldfish. And it's good. I've seen Jenny from Solid. Is it Solid Gold?
Yeah.
Uh, that she used to handle her goldfish all the time, and I'm like, we were always told keep your hands out of the water, but the more I keep my fish, my hands are all in the tank all the time. My guppies swim up to me and eat out of my hand, and it seems like they think it's a safe place to go to, and especially the girls when they're sick and tired of the boys chasing them.
Well, how else are you supposed to pick out all that hair algae out of your tanks if you can't get your hands in there?
That's true. Just don't put soapy hands and uh, sterilize. Just
Right.
wash with hot water and scrub. I don't use perfumes and many lotions at all. And if I do use lotion, I will not put my hands in the water for a
For
couple of days.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
But
I get hesitant even like putting on deodorant right before I go in to clean the tanks, like if I'm cleaning any big ones, because I know my armpit is going to be in that water.
I know it. I want to say hi to Brad, Mr. Fish, sir. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Can't get my throat moist enough today. And let's see. Chewy says they do the same in Vancouver. The natural pH of the Fraser River has dropped to 6 pH.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to be consistent about your remineralizing of the water and all of that. And I kind of learned that from Lucas Bretz. I mean, he just repeats that all the time. Make sure that you're consistent. And then if you're using RO water, you make sure you remineralize it so they have what they need in there.
Yeah, you're going to be a scientist before it's over with when you get your RO system.
But cheap.
So
do I say that one out loud?
We need some super chats today for the RO fund for the Daniken. You see what he asked me, Danny?
What?
Kenny says, so Susan, when is the SLC team coming to Oregon? Well, since we're on quarantine, it'll be a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was diagnosed with it, so I put Rod on house arrest, and the doctor put him on house arrest for 10 days. I said, well, that's not 14, so hey, be happy. Oh, why not in Wyoming? Hey, Susan, Danny, y'all. I want to know how y'all are doing because Pam, I didn't ask Pam, but I wanted to know, is Wyoming still burning? Because she shared prayers for Wyoming because there was a lot of forest fires. So I guess between California, Washington, Oregon, now it's coming into the center part of the country to Wyoming, those crazy fires. Is it better there, Danny?
It is. We're getting a lot clearer from
Air
the
quality?
smoke. Yeah, we're getting a lot better quality air. But we're getting some smoke coming up from California now. Our Oregon's been raining quite a bit, so a lot of our fires are getting under control.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. Is Select Pets in the house? I miss Select Pet. Hey, how are you doing? Hi, folks. Finally out of work driving, so just listening. Okay. Welcome to the stream. We got 21 watching. We got 17 likes. Somebody needs to hit that like button. Oh, who's Jesse? Is Jesse mismatched socks? I've also had to throw my bra in the laundry after cleaning the tank. I think you fell in, didn't you?
I've actually done that where I slipped and like the top half of me kind of goes into the tank and all the fish go boom, like help, she's in here with us.
Whale coming in here. Run for your lives.
I know it. I hate it when I startle my fish like that, and especially in my discus tank, because we had some wild angelfish one time, and we had moved our Oscars from one tank into another tank that was right next to the wild Oscar or wild angelfish. And first thing in the morning, the lights came on and they saw the Oscars in the tank next to them. They started slamming themselves up against the walls and killed themselves. And I'm like, oh no, it was the most horrific thing. But so piece of advice, don't put your wild angelfish in anywhere near a tank with Oscars. Oh no.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry for that. But it is a lesson learned that I'm sure that you will never repeat again.
It's true. We will not repeat that one.
We got PG Cichlids in the house. Hey, Kevin, how are you doing today? And I guess everybody just saying hi to each other. No more questions for the panel. Come on, guys. Well, I told y'all, bring your questions.
Mismatched Sock says, haha, no, I haven't slipped. I'm just short. To get to the back of my 120, I'm up to my chin in the water.
Yes, and if we have to, us ladies, if we have to lean over our aquariums for any reason, like to check the hang on the back filter, look down first, okay?
Well,
You
I
may
had
have
a
some fish,
friend.
may have some fish nibbling.
I have a tool. Let me go grab this tool that my friend made me to help with this.
Okay, I'll remember that. I'm going to see it again. No. Oh my goodness.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. So it has the razor blade on the end of it, and then he welded it a screwdriver top. Well,
Yeah.
and then there's the screwdriver, and then it has the handle that's stuck in there, and then a grip on the end of it, so
I
that
love
I can get in there and scrape that tank without having to dip myself in the water.
he needs to really mass produce those.
Yeah,
And you could give them away on a channel giveaway.
there you go.
Yeah, tell him to mass produce them for you.
Yeah.
Paint says Wyoming is burning right outside of town. Smells like wood smoke outside. Oh dear. Be safe, honey. Be safe.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, Mismatched Sock says I know several people moving east because of all of these fires. Crazy fires. Yes. And you know, it to have to relocate from a tragedy like that is devastating. But I hate to say it, when you go from one region to the other, there's going to be something somewhere.
Right.
I live in Tornado Alley,
Hmm.
and every time a hurricane comes up from the Gulf, like what we're experiencing now, poor uh, Louisiana, they're just, that boot's going to eventually get reshaped.
You
What you
know,
looking at, Danny?
this chat is going crazy over the, looking down, and the and somebody said flotation devices are deployed. Mr. Fisher said that. Another one, Mismatched Sock says, or no, Rebuilding Our Brand says, I'm falling and I can't get up.
You're finding all of this good chat. I want to say hi, and thanks to Mr. Fish, sir, for the 99 super sticker. But see, I don't see it here. I got to go over here and find it. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, the cool glasses. Thank you, Brad. And who was it? Did you did you mute yourself?
No, sorry, I got caught up in what somebody else's chat. I was Petsonics Multiple Aquariums says use the code Daniken25 and get 25% off your entire order. Expires tomorrow at midnight.
Great. I need to find it so I can put it on the screen. Oh, right here, right here, right here. That's awesome. That's right. So go place your orders and use that promo code, right? Daniken25 and get 25% off the entire order. And it expires tomorrow at midnight. Thank you, Diego.
Yeah.
Mismatched Sock says, I use forks to keep veggies. I feed from floating forks in the big tank. End up staying in there for a long time because to get them out, I have to get out the step stool.
You need a magnet on a stick. And then you can just shove the stick down there and the fork will stick to it and you can pull it right out.
Hmm. Well, our magnet glass cleaners?
That could work.
Yeah.
Just tie one to the
I
end of
want
a,
to the fork. Yeah.
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 See,
That,
tips and tricks.
I love DIY.
All right.
Oh my goodness. It's truly an all girls live stream. LOL. We got onto some girly subjects. Well, see, the girls, we have questions, we have things that we experience that guys don't experience, and I don't. Hey, Diego, I don't show up late at night because I can only imagine what some of your all's conversations about.
Thank you, Dragon Lair. That's very sweet. He
Hey,
says, my two favorite fishy ladies, Susie and Danny. Susan and Danny.
hey, Patrick, good to see you. Oh, well, y'all need to ask some questions. Okay, Chewy says your water supply companies are supposed to give you a detailed chemical report of your water in chemical terms every year, Susan. Yes, I get one. As a matter of fact, I think I threw it away. Really, I'll get one again, I think, in another month because that's when they do their seasonal flushes and mixers and stuff. Maybe I missed it because I know I threw an old one out the other day. So, yes, I do get them twice a year. Stephen says you can contact your water supply company at any time and get a detailed report. Yes, you can get a detailed report. And also, if you need a water testing kit, you can contact your water company. It's a one-time test, but still, it'll give you all kinds of things, different mineral readings. Go put in my order for money to go fish shopping, Mr. Fish Services. I missed it, Danny. Go ahead, catch me up.
Well, Stephen, the biologist says all women stream. I'm so sorry, Susan and Danny. I didn't read that or pay attention to it. I feel like an idiot now. Why would you feel like an idiot? It's not only women that get to participate in the actual chat and stuff. Guys too. Ken's in there.
That's right. That's right. Because where is it?
And Dragon Lair.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Anyway, if you could see the picture behind us, I don't know how to make it show up. But it says everybody is welcome.
Yes.
Everyone is welcome. And Teespring store. I'm here trolling my wife. Oh, that's what Kenny said. That's all right. She trolls you when you're up there at Jason. So he's in the truck though. So she can troll right inside the door.
Candy was giving him such a hard time about that. So, Rebuilding Our Brand asks Dani of Daniken Aquatics, what kind of discus species do you have? Well, I have the blue diamond behind me. I have a total of 3 of those. I have 1 red Marlboro, and I have 2 pigeon bloods. We have 1, I think they call it a turquoise tiger, and then we have 2 leopard discus. So quite a few different kinds.
Awesome. Hey, Kent's Fish. You want to say hi? Rickistan says, I'm not a female, but I might need a bra in a couple more years. What did Kenny say?
He says tiger, turquoise, and leopard snakeskin. Apparently he wants me to be very specific on the kinds of discus we have.
I'll tell him to go downstairs and film it.
Nobody wants to see up your nose. Go. Ew.
Invasion of the nostrils.
I know. What's that about?
Tell him to go downstairs and put his phone on the other discus tank, and he can click on the link, but he can't show his face.
Well, I'd have to go chase him down. He left.
Well, no big deal then. We'll catch you next time. That article that I put up, let me read what Chewy says. The article that I put up at Susan for SLC Aquatics compares Calgary water to Lake Malawi. Success is knowing your water parameters and the fish best suited. That's right. That's where success really comes in. And if you want fish outside of your water parameters, it's best just to put them out of your mind and concentrate on what you can. No, really, there's been all kinds of rules broken. And just like with Dani here, she's
Mhm.
broken the rule with keeping discus because I thought, man, I'd want discus, but I know they need soft water. But why do they need soft water? If you want to be a successful breeder. But if you just want beautiful fish, why not? I mean, but not everybody can follow suit with that. The discus has become adaptable because they are now um, domestically bred and
Yeah.
homebred. Anything in the wild, you really need to pay attention. If it's wild caught or homebred or domestic bred, how what is the proper term? Not wild,
Uh, Raised
yes,
or tank bred, something like that.
tank bred, yes. And pay attention to those features, especially when you're getting into exotic fish like discus.
Hmm.
But there's absolutely, when I've seen people have discus and angels in the same tank, and I'm like, wow, maybe one day I will have some discus.
Well, I used to love discus. I mean, you know, 20 years ago, I wanted discus really badly. And I thought, no, that's just too advanced for me. It's just too advanced for me. And then finally ended up getting some discus. Somebody, Ken got a hold of and was able to buy a couple, and he got them for me, and they've been doing fabulously. I have not had my discus get sick. I haven't had any die, knock on wood, but I mean, they're just been so easy for me to keep. And I do keep a whole lot of plants in their tank, but I only do a water change like once every probably 2 weeks, realistically, more often if I can. But and I do like a 70% water change when I do it. So I do big water changes, but like every 2 weeks, and they thrive. I mean, they've been great. They're not difficult at all, as far as I can see.
Beautiful.
But they just have to keep the temperature up. That's the big thing. At least 82 degrees.
At least 82. Okay.
Mhm.
Stephen says the seminar I did not too long ago was all about water perimeters for different species and breeding. I'd like to see the dialogue or the video of that.
Me
Brad
too.
Brad just won at Dan's Fish those beautiful killifish Wednesday night. So he wants to know, what do we feed our killifish? I have none. Do you have any?
I do. I feed them flakes. I feed them bug bites. The ones for medium sized fish, and I feed them brine shrimp. They love brine shrimp, frozen brine shrimp. I usually thaw it out in a little container, and I use a little pipette to pull it out and squeeze it into the tank. They love, love, love live or frozen brine shrimp. Once in a while, I'll give them a little bit of bloodworms, but I never give my fish very many bloodworms. Just the tiniest a bit. And mosquito larvae. I love to get fresh mosquito larvae and throw it in the tanks. So they have not been picky eaters for me. So I've had, but we've had the golden wonder killifish. That's the ones that we've had. So I haven't had any of the other species, to be honest.
That's beautiful, though. Thank you for that help. Um, Chewy says it's a lot easier to keep ornamental discus than wild discus. The challenge for an aquarist is keeping the water, and that is what every aquarist does. We just keep the fish. We actually keep the water. That's right. Um, Steven says my water comes out at 6.0. My discus love it, but that's the only fish that does. I have more African cichlids than anything other than some of my New World and Central. Very good. Tetras would do remarkably well in that water, Stephen.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
let's see, what's Dragon Lair saying? My water's 7.2, but I have crushed coral substrate, and my rock piles are silicaga, white marble, and limestone. He also sells that stuff, so if you want any of it, get with him. I don't have any of it yet, but it is beautiful.
You know, I'm taking the truck the next time I go up to Redfish Bluefish. On that island, on Whidbey Island, they've got this beautiful blue marble with white veins running through it, and it looks just like Sirius stone. But you can pick it up at their local landscaping thing for, nothing. So I'm going to go load up on that stuff.
Mm-mm-mm. That sounds absolutely beautiful. I love blue. And I don't know if you saw my pictures in my little short videos that I posted on my channel about the blue lights in my aquarium. I mean, in my fish room, and how the special effect. Anyway, it's good for Halloween.
That's good for Halloween. It's good for all year.
Halloween and for cyanobacteria.
Oh, that stuff. I have that in Chaka the Fahaka Buffers tank. And I can't seem to get rid of it in that tank. And I actually resorted to medication that would kill that bacteria because I'm so tired of fighting it. Huh?
You use the erythromycin to kill
Yeah.
them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bob Steenthought will tell you real quick. I think he had to dose it heavily, but I can't remember if he removed the fish while he was doing all of it because the regular treatments he was doing was not killing it.
Yeah, so I've had it go away in every other tank. It's just that one. Ugh, good grief. So Stephen the biologist says I have wild discus. They're so pretty.
Huh. I guess I'm far behind. I've made different tetras in my planted community tanks, and that stays at 7.5. Just easier for me with the systems I have in place. What's Daniken? Also buy the African rift salts. Help keep hardness good.
Yeah, I have African rift salts because Kenny keeps him. And I have the marine salt too because of the mud skippers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're a brackish water fish.
Uh-huh.
And then I think Ken got something called the night goby or something that he put in there. So Ken's saying, hush, Danny, we don't need more rock. Because for years I've collected rock.
I collect anything that looks pretty. Rock, stick. And then next thing you know, Rod's out there cleaning up the yard, and I'm like, where's my rocks that was down the border? I moved them. I'm like, where'd you move them to? I threw them back in the creek, and I'm not okay. I'm not gonna go get them. One of my favorite Tetra Adjust water perimeters, better than the Cardinals did. Am I catching up yet?
Have
wild discus.
Yeah, see, that's where I'm at. Was the Stephen? Yep.
Okay, I'm down at the bottom. All right. Let's see, how many super chats did we have today? There's one, two. Oh, that's a new member. Daniken and Pet Sonics. All right. Thank you, everyone, for your super chats, super sticker, and the new member, Ricostan, I believe. We're on the hour, Danny, and I want to tell you thank you so much for being with us today. You brought my energy level up. You really did. And I really appreciate that. Because now I'm going to go crash.
Well, I sure hope you feel better, and I appreciate you having me on. And it's been a lot of fun again. Enjoy this. It's great to get together.
We're going to do this every Thursday, Lord willing. And like I said, if I have to schedule it and duck out while somebody else hosts it, that'll be fine. I want to keep the women involved in the hobby. I want your faces out before the people. I want the people to be able to see your channel and experience your fish room with you and your years of expertise, because we never really got to any questions for you personally, Dani. So at another time, we will do a personal interview and
Okay.
learn more about you. Because I'm a newcomer to your channel. I've caught several of your all's live streams before Kenny went on his tour, but
Yeah.
as far as going back and catching up, I haven't been able to do all of that.
Okay.
So, everyone, thank you again. Thank you, mods, for sharing the links. And don't forget to shop over at Pet Sonic's multiple aquariums and use promo code Daniken25 to get 25% off of your whole order. And it expires tomorrow at midnight,
Yeah.
or today at tomorrow at midnight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys. This is Susan for SLC Aquatics and Dani at Daniken signing off. See you next
Bye.
month. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank